I thought I'd shoot just a little bit of video of this right here. I got some wood in the shop here. I had a customer that went to one of their customers' homes, and been some renovation done. And the walls in this, it's an older home. I think he said it was about 65 years old, the home was. Anyway, the walls in this home is got wormy chestnut siding on the inside. And it's of course, I'm sure everybody knows, you know, there isn't any more chestnut. The black, white American chestnut tree out, so there hadn't been chestnut trees for quite some time. And the lumber is extremely hard to come by in my area here. Sometimes there'll somebody have some. You run up on my suppliers every once in a while. I'll get some from somewhere. Somebody had stashed back. But now, at least around here, it certainly brings a premium price. But anyway, they had boards here left over from where they'd done some work in the house, and I thought I'd take a minute and shoot this little video clip and show them for the younger woodworkers that's never got to see wormy chestnut. I don't know how well you'd be able to see it here on the camera, but of course you can see the wood holes in it. It's a really nice wood. Of course, these here is dry. You know, they've been inside the house for 65 years, and it's untelling, you know, it was probably dried before it went in there, so it's untelling how old it is. But anyway, they brought me some boards just like this. All of them is this length right here. I've got varying widths. But anyhow, for the renovation that they did there, they need some trim. And it's this house has the window trim and door trim is made out of wormy chestnut, just like this right here. So for this modification that whoever made on the house, they need some trim to go around it. Well, they need several linear feet of it. This is all we have, these short pieces like this. And I called my supplier, and he said right now he was out, but he did have a lead on some more. But he thought it was even going to be more expensive than the last if he was able to obtain it. Anyway, the customer that owns the house here, he's, I reckon, on a time frame, so he needed it quick as he could get it, and he couldn't wait. So they made the decision. They brought me these short pieces over here, and I'm going to put them together, end grain. I'm going to finger join them across these boards and turn them into 6-foot wood. So finger jointed wood in the past, you know, and it's a little bit tedious process to get set up, and you got to be just right, but you can finger join it and almost make the line disappear. Of course, it'll never go plumb away, and you'll see it, and they know that. But that's the only alternative that's available to those folks. So just thought I'd show a quick video clip over here, like I said, for some of the younger woodworkers or that never saw wormy chestnut and never worked with it. It's kind of like oak. I guess it'd be in the oak family. I don't keep up with that sort of thing, so I'm not that knowledgeable in what family each species is in, but I think it is in the nut family, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong about the oak. Anyway, it looks a whole lot like oak. It looks like a red oak, and it's got a little different color, and it's kind of I don't know, it's different. You can see it when you lay it beside an oak, but oak would be the closest match to it. But these, if you can see them, these wormholes that's in this wood, now that can't be reproduced, you know, with any machine that I know of. And that's what the people are after when they talk about a wormy chestnut. That's the look that they've got. You know, they got those wormholes where they bored into the wood. So anyhow, we're going to take these and we're going to turn it into lumber, or we're going to try. All right, I'm gonna put on the camera here right there this finger joint. I don't know if anybody's ever. I'm sure there's probably some people out there that saw these, but they never saw a bed or never saw anybody put one together. But we are working on their wormy chestnut. We're taking these small pieces and making some boards to do some trim with and on that house project. So anyhow, I just wanted to show quick before I got to sanding and fitting. Here we've cut the fingers on it and we've glued it together, and I've took 2 boards and made one. Right here, this particular one here, of course you can see the wormholes. You can see we took 4 pieces here and made one wide board. So I'm just waiting on the glue to get really good and dry. And of course this finish will come off. I'll run it through the drum sander and take all this back down to even and smooth. And these lines pretty much disappear. You like to look pretty hard to see them. It does a pretty fair job of putting it together. And like I said, once you sand it, then it makes it even less noticeable. But we haven't got them together. And that's about the only option you've got when you can't go buy a big piece of wood and you've got small ones. You have to put them together. And so we needed some almost 8-foot stuff. So I've put some together here, and I've got a piece of it over here on the workbench. Let me see if I can get it focused in right here. So that's about the longest pipe clamp I've had to use thus far. But anyway, of course these are wider pieces here, but got it glued up and got the small clamps on it here to make sure it stays flat. I've got some wax paper under the joints here to make sure it didn't try to stick to the table, although normally glue won't stick to this Formica. That's what I've got on top of my work surface here. Anyway, when the glue gets dry, I'll take it over to the jointer and I'll joint one edge of it, make sure it's flat and true and straight, and I'll bring it back to the table saw and I'll cut the other edge here, and that'll give us the width of the board that we need. So just wanted to get a shot of that great big long pipe clamp there to glue that up. That's unusual to use one like that, but at any rate, just want to get a shot of it. Okay, now we're still working on this wormy chestnut here. We took these small pieces and turned them into the size that they need. We got it dimensioned the right size, and I left them just a little bit oversized, in fact, on the length. That way they can adjust and fit. But here's a small piece that I can pick up and show you. Like I said, I'm sure that most everybody's seen a finger joint, and you certainly wouldn't normally use a finger joint in a project where you was going to stain the wood. Most times when you use stained grade wood, it's not finger jointing. But we are dealing with wormy chestnut, so when there's none available, you make do with what you've got. So maybe I can show you see the joint right there, maybe. That's the finger joint, and we got the line. Of course, you can see that there's no way to make it disappear, but it's perfectly smooth, and I think once they get the stain on it, why it'll certainly look better than nothing there, or some other species of wood. At least it'll match what's currently there. So I've still got one more piece glued up and drying, but I'll spin this around here and show you. We've turned all those little short pieces. I think they was 28 inches long. The shortest one was when they brought them in here. So we've turned those 28-inch pieces into all these. These is 32. These I think will wind up being 32 and a half. And I think these will wind up being 72 and a half or something when they get their final dimensions. They're about 8 foot now. I just left them so they could pick out the best part of the wood that they wanted to use, and they could trim it exactly to fit. So we had just a little bit extra, so I just left it there. They can cut it off and use what they need. Anyway, that's the project for today. Thanks for watching.